Good afternoon and welcome to EHC-TV Sports. I'm your host, Anthony Smith Jr. This week we will be highlighting the softball and baseball team games that took place on campus last week. We do not have footage from these games, so hopefully you will not get tired of looking at me throughout the course of this segment. We will be starting with baseball, who played at home first. After a 2-week stretch with no home games, the Emory Henry baseball team was back on Porterfield DeVault Field to host the Pikeville Bears on March 30th. And after beating Ferrum the game before on the road, the Wasps were hoping to take that momentum with them as they were set to play with home field advantage. As the home team, the Wasps started out on defense but were unable to keep Pikeville off the scoreboard early in this one as the Bears jumped out to a 2-0 lead, scoring 1 run in both the first and the second inning. Now when the Wasps took the plate in the bottom of the second, they knew they had to put runs on the board to keep this game from getting out of reach. And Colby Anderson was able to do just that as he hit a double to left center field that would bring in a run and cut the lead down to 1 before the third inning began. In the third inning, both teams were held scoreless, but in the top of the fourth, Pikeville pushed the lead to 4-1 as a 2-run home run, and in the fifth inning, another 2 runs were scored to make the score 6-1. And then in the seventh inning, a 7th run was scored off of a wild pitch that let a runner get to home plate. The Wasps did not settle, as in the bottom of the 8th inning, Sean Cherry would hit the ball, resulting in an RBI double to make the score 7-2, which would ultimately be the final score as the Pikeville Bears came out with this one with the win. Switching over to softball, who had a doubleheader at home against Bluefield State last Saturday, the Wasps got on the board early in this one as Lydia Taylor hit her record-breaking home run, a 3-run shot to center field. And in the second inning, 2 more runs crossed home plate off of hits from Mackenzie Williams and Haley Mintz. In the third, the Wasps pushed the lead to 7-0 thanks to a double by sophomore pitcher Avery Atkins and a sacrifice fly by Allison Stedman. Then the Emory Henry team stretched the lead out to 8-0 in the 4th inning as Desi Norris drove in Mackenzie Williams, and the defense held Bluefield State off the board to make the final score 8-0 when a third out was called in the top of the 5th inning. In the second game of this doubleheader, both teams were kept off the board in the first inning, but in the second inning, the Wasps were able to put 1 run across home plate when Daisy Jenkins hit an RBI single. And in the third inning, the Wasps had an amazing hitting performance as they were able to score 12 runs on Bluefield to make the score 13-0. There were 4 RBIs hit that resulted in 2 runs being scored off of each hit. Those RBIs came from Haley Mintz, Lydia Taylor, Daisy Jenkins, and Desi Norris. But the Wasps were not done, as in the 4th inning, 3 more runs were scored to make the final score 16-0 in favor of the Wasps, which made them 2-0 on the day against Bluefield State. This week, the baseball team will face off against Bluefield on Wednesday, April 6th, with the game starting at 3 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the softball team will hold a doubleheader against Queens University for their senior day games. The first game will start at 1 o'clock, and the second game will begin at 3. Also on Saturday, the football team will hold an inter-squad scrimmage at 1 o'clock for a spring game. Be sure to come out and show your support for our sports teams this week. And with that, we have come to an end of this week's sports update. For EHC-TV, I'm Anthony Smith Jr.